All right, we are live on Facebook. Give YouTube just another second or two.
Hello, Facebook.
All right, I believe we are up on both platforms.
Fantastic. Thank you, David. So here we are at our last episode of the return of Celebrating Autographs, leading up to Celebration London, which is in just 25 days. Unbelievable that we're already here. Feels like we were just at Anaheim, and now we're less than a month away from London. We didn't have a lot of turnaround on this one, but we still have a lot to cover. We have new guests to talk about. We're going to look at who's been announced since our last show in February, and then we'll look at who's sold out, because if you haven't pulled the trigger on some of those autographs, some of them you might miss the boat. So we want to make sure you know who sold out, and we will also talk about some other places other places to get autographs at Celebration besides Autograph Hall. And I know people are definitely looking forward to hearing some news from Bunta Eve and what we have lined up. So I think we have a good show lined up for them this week, David. David, first we have to thank David O'Neill for producing the show, as he always does and always has. And David, thank you very much. How are you doing tonight?
You are welcome very much. I am doing well. Excited about hearing some of the things, and excited about, you didn't mention some new Bunta announcements that will be exclusive to the show tonight.
Oh, did I forget to mention that?
Yeah.
Maybe I did. I think we have some new guests to mention tonight. Yeah. Oh, we have I am so excited for what we have lined up for you guys, and looking forward to talk about Bunta Eve tonight. We actually last week, Spencer and I was over Spencer's house, and we had a little pizza, and we did some swag bags and got things together, and really working on, at that point we get ready and packing and shipping things over to the UK and full gear. So it's exciting, and I'm excited to be celebrating autographs with you tonight, because, as you know, that's what I love to do, is talk autographs, and let's get into it. So this is how I celebrate my fandom of Star Wars autographs, as I started Star Wars Autograph News back in 2011, and just resources for you to collect autographs, not just at Celebration but all year round. So we have a section called Find a Signer, where you can search a database that currently has over 550 entries, where people from Star Wars, not just actors, but artists and authors and comic creators and everything else, where they're going to be signing. And you never know, they might be signing not too far from where you live. So check it out, and just tons of reputable resources where you can buy autographs, meet the actors. Check us out, StarWarsAutographNews.com, social media at SW Autograph. So please check us out. All right, Star Wars Celebration, 25 days. If we're keeping track, remembering, Official Picks and Celebration made an announcement saying we're done with guest announcements, barring any last minute announcements. Well, we had some last minute announcements, and we should go through those because there's some exciting new opportunities for people since our last episode. And so these are all have all been announced since the last time we met on Celebrating Autographs. And let's see, who do we start off with? We start off with Carl Weathers. Great addition to the lineup. Carl is $99.99. And I'm sorry, I don't have the dates. I didn't break down the dates of which days they'll be, but you can certainly, where to find that information if you're going to Celebration. $99.99 for Carl Weathers. And, if you watch the first, couple episodes, we have Mandalorian season 3 already. Yeah, first episode, some great, hopefully they have, we'll see if they have any images from episodes we've already seen. Possible, but it could go either way. But there was definitely some great shots of him, and great to see he's he's already been, we've already seen him in season 3. So Brian Herring, fantastic guy, and there he is. He is going to be $49.99 at Celebration. And you see him with BB-8, and just you're gonna. I say this all the time, but you're gonna leave his table with a smile. Just a really good guy, and I talked to him not too long ago about when we talk about Bunta Eve, we talk about the popularity of it. There are people reaching out to us saying, "Hey, I have some friends that might want to sign," things like that. So people, you wouldn't believe some of the conversations I've had about booking guests for Bunta Eve, but Brian, as well, the people we talk to, nobody that has a contract at Celebration would ever be signing at Bunta Eve. We wouldn't do that going forward, certainly. And but we did have some nice conversation with Brian. So good guy. Friend of Bunta Eve and our group, Virtual Cantina, with Sam Aline. She is signing, and she's one of the two free signers at Celebration, sold out. So hopefully you were able to act fast and were able to get in on that, because to get a free autograph from anybody, let alone some of she's been in a lot, and she's going to be in a lot more. So keep your eye out. But I know there were a lot of lucky fans that got to who were able to grab a free autograph from her in London. So love to hear from the people that did, and I can't wait to see your autographs. Annabelle Davis, and this is Warwick Davis's daughter, and she was just recently in the Willow show. What is the Willow show called? It's not called Willow, is it? Or is it called Willow?
I thought it was called Willow, but I wouldn't swear to that.
Okay. She's in it, whatever it's called, and I did watch all of it. And good to see her playing with her dad in that one. She's going to be there. Now, I have seen her, if you get emails from Official Pics, it says this is going to be her first celebration, but according to my records and my memory, I believe she was in Chicago. If she was not meant to be in Chicago, she was certainly on the schedule to be there at least one morning in Chicago. So this could be her first, but I believe it's going to be her second, but certainly her first full couple of days of a celebration. Oh, and Annabelle's $49.99, as is her brother Harrison Davis, $49.99. He was, we say Pommet. Oh, I didn't know he had a name. Pommet the Ewok in Rise of the Skywalker, with the celebration scene at the end. He's there with his dad, Wicket, and so nice opportunity to get Annabelle and Harrison and Dad, Warwick Davis. He's going to be there as well. And Warwick is going to be $64.99, which, to get his autograph in person, that is not a bad price. I believe you mentioned on the last show that Dennis Lawson was a fantastic price, and I think Warwick Davis is another one that's a great price for him in person. Check out the Signature Shop too, which is his website where he does sell autographs if you can't make it to Celebration. He always has some autographs up there and cool things. But if you're going to Celebration, there's nothing. Dave and I were just talking about this. It's great to have the opportunity to buy autographs from websites and things like that. But is there anything better than getting it in person and meeting the person that, the signer that was in Star Wars? And Warwick's been, he's been doing it since '83. So it was great to see him in Return in Rise of Skywalker, and back in the film. And of course he was in a lot of others. He was in in the prequel trilogy too, a lot of roles, and Solo, and he's been in so much. So he's part of the fabric of Star Wars, and he has a great story of how he got involved. So great signer. Denise Gow, so from Andor, she's Deidre Mero. She is going to be $84.99, and I know people were asking for more Andor guests, and she's a pretty good one. So looking forward to seeing what happens to her in the next season. Michelle Ang, so this will be her second celebration. She is Omega, and the Bad Batch, of course. There's a great picture of her, and she's also 84.99. So yeah, her first celebration was in Anaheim, and now she's coming back. Denise and Harrison, these will be their first celebrations for those two that we mentioned. But nice, I love Bad Batch, and D has already been announced, so you get a nice print with Omega and the Bad Batch on it, and you walk away, 2 autographs. You get D and Michelle, and you're all set. You get a nice completed piece with just 2 signatures. It's always nice. It's a great opportunity. Simon Cassiandes, if that's how you pronounce his name, I know a lot of us struggle with it. Great last minute addition. He is going to be $44.99. So that's not bad. And so he joins, of course, the Katie Sackhoff is there. So you get 2 of the, Dave, what do they call
The Night Owls?
The Night Owls. Thank you. I was thinking Wolves, and that's Dave Filoni, Night Owls. So pretty cool. I think that it's fantastic. I don't know have they announced if he's going to be in season 3? Do we know that yet?
I have not heard. Yes or no?
Haven't heard yet. There's a lot of Mandalorians, it looks like, from what we've seen. We're going to see a lot of different, a lot of Mandos. So hopefully we will. But that's for not all of those came after the announcement that they were done with the guests, but several of them were. So it's nice that we got those unexpected last minute guests. It was great. And so this brings the signers on site up to 40, just 3 shy of the record of a non-US celebration of 43, which was at the first celebration in London in 2007. So those are all the signers that will be in person. There's one signer who's not going to be there in person, but you can get his autograph who send in, and that's Robert Watts. So I don't know if he's still available, but I believe he is, and we can, certainly check that out on through official picks, and a great autograph to get, and a wonderful man. So, unfortunately, he's not going to be there where we can meet him in person because he is such a great guy. But an opportunity to get his autograph is one that you don't want to miss. So, great opportunity provided to us to get Robert Watts. Producer, also ATST driver in Return of the Jedi. So did have a cameo.
Yeah, they make a figure for that.
Oh, nice. Yeah. He fantastic. Him and between Star Wars and Indiana Jones, this man is a legend. All right, like I said, we're getting close, and autographs and photo ops are selling out. So if you don't want to get stuck and you don't want to miss out and you haven't been keeping an eye on this, let's go through what sold out at this point. So this is from about 6 p.m. Eastern time tonight. So, the clock's ticking. Keep that in mind. Let's go through who has sold out so far. So far, Andy Serkis is sold out on Friday only for both photo ops and autographs. All right. So still, I think he has still 2 days available. Friday is sold out. Ewan McGregor, 100% sold out. Nothing left for Ewan McGregor. So hopefully, if you wanted him and you were able to get one. So Giancarlo Esposito is sold out for Friday photo ops. And Hayden, the Saturday and Sunday autographs are sold out. Let's see. Mads Mikkelsen, Friday photo ops and autographs are sold out. Sam, we mentioned, and Sean Crawford, the 2 free signers, are sold out as well. Sounds funny that the free autographs are sold out, but all the opportunities to get those autographs have been taken. And then we know the Obi-Wan and Hayden photo op is sold out. And the Obi-Wan and Vivian, Obi-Wan and Vivian, Obi-Wan and young Leia photo op is sold out. and the three limited edition autographs with Hayden and Ewan, Rosario Dawson, and Gwendolyn Christie. Those three limited edition autographs are sold out too. So still plenty. There's only one person right now, Ewan McGregor, 100% sold out. Everybody else still has opportunities to pick up autographs. But some of those bigger names, some of those who have already have a day sold out, it tends to be like a domino effect. The other days fall out pretty quickly. So if any of those were names that you want and you haven't pulled the trigger yet, might be time. Now is the time. So I wouldn't delay. All right. I love Autograph Hall at Celebration. There is nothing like it. 40 signers from spanning the saga. Just amazing, to have 40 different signers. But that's not the only way to get autographs in Celebration. In fact, some of the best ways to get autographs are not an Autograph Hall. The ones that sometimes have, for me, sometimes some of my most memorable autographs come from outside Autograph Hall. So the three places where we see typically opportunities to get autographs are Artist Alley, whether you were able to get a print, that a Celebration exclusive print that will be signed. They're probably not going to sign. It's already signed for you, signed and numbered usually. But if you have art that you can certainly buy prints there, or you can bring prints that you own and have the artist sign them. Which is fantastic. There's also there's always great opportunities for autographs. I love signed prints from Celebration, especially. There are also always author signings at Celebration, and I have not seen a schedule of that yet. It might be out. Usually comes out a little bit closer to the show, so we're getting there. And again, this is a non-US show that could be a little bit different, but I would expect there will still be author signings at Celebration. And the one place we don't think about are the panels. So this is by no means a guarantee, or you're entitled to an autograph after a panel, but they have been known sometimes after a panel to sign some autographs. Not anyone who's also appearing in Autograph Hall. That's a no. That's not happening. They're not going to sign for you for free when they're charging what people paid for autographs in Autograph Hall. So just know that right up front. But a lot of the behind the scenes folks, a lot of the people that are involved in other parts of bringing Star Wars to life, whether it's maybe comics or toys, or certainly behind the scenes, they have been known to sign. Again, there's no guarantee that they will, but we always say it helps to be prepared and be ready. So if there are, you look at the schedule and you see someone who whose work you admire, and you maybe have a print or a book you like to have them sign, it doesn't hurt to bring it to the panel. Obviously this would be a huge that it would be very nice of them if they did. Then in no way is it like I said, a given. Sometimes they're ushered right backstage very quickly, and that opportunity doesn't happen. And sometimes they stay and they do. So my advice is be prepared. If there's something that you want signed, bring it. Don't bring a ton. It's not one of those things you're going to bring them 3 things to sign. If you have, but if you have something that they could sign quickly, it's something to think about. There's definitely some fun autographs to get that way. So, like I said, these are some of the memorable, some of the more memorable autographs I've picked up at Celebration have been through, not just on an Autograph Hall. So something to keep in mind. And with that, just said that, I'm going to announce the next 2 guests from Boot Eve, because I did want to celebrate not just people that were in the film. So I wanted to have signers that were part of Star Wars from other points of view, right? So we'll start off with the first one, and this one is David Whiteley, who's the author of the Galaxy Britain Bill. It was very important to me to have an author at Bunta. We had two in Anaheim. We had Craig Miller, three. We had Craig Miller, and we had the Woloskis. We had Richard and Sarah. At Bunta Eve in Anaheim, and I really wanted one for London. And yeah, I actually, so some of you might have seen this. Stephen Stanton had posted something about David, and he had books that he was doing a giveaway for the Galaxy Britain Bill, and talking about David. And I said, oh, he's in the UK. I think I'll reach out. So I went to his website, found his email, and reached out to him, and he agreed to be with us. And so I talked to Stephen after and thanked him for posting that about David at such an opportune time for me, and that I had, he was going to be a guest for us at Bunta Eve. And Stephen was very kind enough to send me one of the books and a signed copy. So I'm very happy. This is the book that David will be his book that he'll be signing. Limited. I talked to him, I think it was to this morning. He has placed his order for books. Limited number available. Is not. Let's see how many tickets we sold. It's less than one per attendee. So I would not hesitate, and it's a great book. So he'll have a good number, but he'll likely sell out. So make sure you grab a signed copy from David at Bunta Eve.
And we did have another author at Bunta Anaheim, because we had Tracy Thompson as well.
That's right. Thank you. I don't know how I could forget that. I read the book before it was published. So that was Tracy and Kevin were there. And so authors have been an important part of what we do at Bunta, and hopefully we can keep that tradition going. But I'm very happy that David will be with us at Bunta Eve in London. Our next guest, that photo probably looks pretty familiar to Celebration attendees. This is Paul Schipper, and he will be joining us at Bunta Eve. He'll have prints for sale that he'll sign at Bunta Eve. So he did the key art for a couple of celebrations, and I have a program from that celebration with that cover. And this was just a fantastic opportunity that came up. We're asked, hey, Paul would like to be a part of it. Can we make it happen? And yes, we can. So, and we did. We're very excited that Paul will be there. Amazing artwork. You're going to recognize his work if you've been to celebrations, or you, like I said, that one right there. That was the key. That was the program cover for one of those. Was that?
That's 2017.
2017. Okay, so not Chicago. Orlando. Would that be Orlando? That'd be Orlando.
Yeah, because I think he did the key art for Chicago as well.
Yep. So just fantastic. So yep, we have actors, and we're gonna have people from all over the saga. And it was important to also have, an author and an artist. I was so very happy that these two, Paul and David, worked out, and I'm thrilled that they will be there, and you're going to get a chance to meet them and pick up a great book and some amazing artwork from Paul. So thrilled to make this announcement. I've been looking forward to this one for a long time. So glad we were able to that they'll be there, and I think people are going to be very happy with what they pick up. So that brings us up to 10 guests announced so far. Why don't we recap the other 8 while we're here for Bunta Eve, for our big event happening at the Breakfast Club in Canary Wharf at Celebration. Bunta Eve now is just the night before Celebration is Bunta Eve. Like that's the tradition now, and that's going to be the tradition going forward, I think. So Bunta Eve is the night before Celebration, and that's what our event will be. And we got a nice surprise on Mandalorian last week when Pelly was taking advantage of her customers, but that they were celebrating Bunta Eve in the Mandalorian. So that was really, really cool. We're very, very happy to see that. And we got a lot of great comments about people thinking about the show, thinking about our show when they're watching the Mandalorian. So that was fantastic. All right, let's take a look at who we have announced so far. So Tina Simmons, a Rebel technician from Return of the Jedi, and she will be one of the Alderaan Idol judges. So Tina is just wonderful. Can't wait for you all to meet her at the show. She's a sweetheart. You're gonna really enjoy all these people. Everyone that you're gonna get a chance to meet. They're just great people. John Coppinger. So not just he was a sculptor. He worked on Jabba in Return of the Jedi, and also was in The Phantom Menace. The same type of thing in The Phantom Menace. So John is a great guy. I think last time I saw him was 2012. I went to a show called Star Wars Fan Fun Day, which you can see right here on our one of our sponsors, Star Wars Fan Fun Day, and he was one of the guests that year. And he actually gave me a ride to the dinner that night. So I think that's the last time I saw it. No, actually, I take that back. I saw him at Rhode Island Comic Con since then, but I think that was the first time I met him in person. Alan Fling, who's just, I saw that Richard Wolosky and Sarah from Scott Walking Through Neverland had interviewed Alan, who was an Imperial officer in Return of the Jedi and also Stormtroopers in Empire Strikes Back. They said he had a great interview with him to lead up to Bunta Eve for us with Alan. So I'm looking forward to hearing that. And good guy. So another great Return of the Jedi autograph to get. So that's 3 from because we're celebrating the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi. So there's 3 signers right there from Return of the Jedi. Ken Coombs, another one from Return of the Jedi. Ken was an Imperial officer when the Emperor lands on the Death Star, Return of the Jedi. He's in that scene. So a real gentleman, a good guy. Looking forward to him being there. Barbara Franklin from the Cantina scene in A New Hope. She'll be there as well. We're very excited to have Barbara with us. I'm going to say that for everybody because we are very excited for you to meet all of these people who have agreed to come and sign and meet you guys. Oh, Fraser Diamond. So Fraser, if that last name looks familiar, that's because his father was Peter Diamond, stunt coordinator, for Star Wars and just a legend. And Fraser, just a good guy, and you're going to really enjoy him. He is going to be one of the judges for Alderaan Idol. He was a Jawa in A New Hope, so he'll be there, and you're gonna enjoy meeting Fraser. But can't wait to hear the stories. Pam Rose, also from the Cantina scene in Star Wars. She was I think I was describing her character some the other day. I said, oh, it's like Conehead from Saturday Night Live, but not really. Now that I'm looking at the picture, it's not really like Conehead, but that's what came to mind. And Pam, she's been signing she's just been a staple. She's you can't help but love her. And she'll be the 3rd judge for Alderaan Idol. And you're in for a treat. She's usually, for guests coming from the US or other countries that haven't had a chance to meet a lot of these people, you are definitely, because they don't do many shows in the US, if any, and you're in for a real treat to get to meet these signers. And our host for this evening, for Bunta Eve, Details as he had D on as a guest on the Star Wars Autograph News podcast a year or two ago, and he just struck me as someone just dynamic and a storyteller, and just a great guy. And when we were talking about hosts, his name came up very early on, and we're thrilled that he agreed and is going to be with us as a host for Alderaan Idol. He'll also be signing autographs in our for us before. So I know people have asked, and but maybe not 100% sure, but if you have a ticket to Boonta Eve, that's it. That's good for the whole night. We're going to open the doors at 3:00, and autograph signings are from 3 to 7. The signings will stop at 7, and there'll be about an hour break in between, and then we'll get ready for Alderaan Idol, and then that'll go for the next couple of hours. So it's going to be that your ticket. If you got a ticket for Boonta Eve, you have a good night of fun to kick off your celebration for London. And so D will be there. You're going to be in good hands. He's going to be your host, and I know you're in for a treat. So very happy. And are we done announcing guests?
So that is everyone that we have so far, and they're asking in the chat, how many more are we going to get? How many more signers are anticipated to be announced for Boonta Eve?
I will tell you that I've got all the booking is done, and I have I'll say we're more than halfway done. Should I tell you how many we're going to have total? No, I don't think so. I want to surprise you. There's still a lot more to come, though, and looking forward to announcing them. Who's asking? Who asked, David?
Let's see. You know who asked? It's Spencer.
Oh, Spencer asked. He's the one. He already knows.
Asking for the people.
No, he knows I'm not going to tell them. He would tell them. That's why. Yeah, he would tell them. Spencer.
And Spencer also asked, do you think that there will be another signer on the main floor at Star Wars Celebration, since they have kind of thrown in a few after they said they weren't?
I don't think so. I could be wrong, though. I don't know. I don't have any inside information that would, at this point, would make me think that there is. But could be. It's happened before. We had in the first Anaheim, we had a guest announcement the day before the show started. They announced Dan Perry. So it's happened before, and it's happened with official picks before. So it could definitely happen. Just don't know. We'll see. So yeah, we have Boonta is going to be a lot of fun, and we did, we sold out so fast, and we wanted to put together a good lineup for you, and make it worth your time and really start celebration off right, because it's Boonta Eve, right? It's the launch, the kickoff of celebration at Canary Wharf. So I can't wait to see pictures of guests at Canary Wharf, where they filmed that scene from Rogue One. And I want to see hashtag Boonta Eve there. I cannot wait to see those pictures, and that you get to go to a filming location on your way to a party is blows my mind. It's when Spencer said that it was in Canary Wharf, when we're first looking at locations like Rogue One, that's awesome. So it's going to be a good time. I mean, you have to go through a filming location to get there. It's great if you're coming through the tube. Are there any other questions in there? Was that pretty much it?
That's what we have at this point. I remember a question that we had from a few weeks ago that was asked.
Yep.
Is so why do you think some other people aren't there? Why isn't Tamura Morrison there? Why isn't Diego Luna there? So tell us a little bit about how people get selected and why certain people won't be there.
It's yeah. I saw somebody had asked this in the group, and people sometimes get upset. They feel that maybe an actor has been slighted or something along those lines. There's a couple pieces. So one, Lucasfilm and Disney are going to tell the licensee which projects they want promoted at Celebration. So that's one piece. There's going to be direction from Disney and Lucasfilm. Disney, Lucasfilm, and on who they who they want to promote. So you see, we have and just look at the lineup, and you can kind of see that. So they're working from that. That's one piece, and then there's negotiation too. Is have to look at who's available that when they price things out, who's available that if they have to fly them to London, is that going to be cost effective? Will they, is it not going to be? So location plays a part of it too. Where this is the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi, for instance. So we're seeing Warwick Davis and a lot of actors from Tim Dry and Sean Crawford and a lot of people who were in Return of the Jedi, but we know that there were scenes filmed in the UK and scenes filmed in the US. So would we expect to see a lot of signers from the US, who that was their primary work, flown over for this? No, we wouldn't expect to see that. That's going to be cost prohibitive, to see for that to happen. So that's why we're seeing a lot of UK-based signers from Jedi invited, not exclusively, but by and large. Some reasons that they don't come. Some of them, if you think of maybe, the certainly Disney Plus era shows, the sequel trilogy, these actors are still working. The prequel trilogy, any of them, some of them are still working. And as fun as it is to spend a weekend in London signing autographs, it doesn't beat working. And they're going to take the work over a appearance like this. So that would certainly affect it. I think that was Ben Stevens from Fisher Pick said, I think specifically he said that about Tim Morrison. He wasn't able to make it happen. I don't know if I think he said he was working. So that, and a lot of times they'll have stipulations if they're working that they can't do publicity, or they can't, they're filming, they have to be available to film if they're needed, and they can't be away to do a show like this. Sometimes negotiations don't work out too. You can offer them a contract and the two parties don't come to terms and it doesn't happen. Right? That's true with any contract, any negotiation. So it's, if we see right now we have 40 signers, we can't assume that everyone that wasn't there weren't offered a contract, or they weren't asked. A lot of them, probably were a lot that were asked and it just didn't work out. But it's hard to think that way sometimes. Like, well, why isn't this person there? Why isn't that person? Well, we don't know. We're not in the room with the bargaining and negotiating. We don't know who was invited, right? But we know more than 40 people were invited. Those 40 names that we have aren't the only 40 people that they asked. It's likely there were more than that, and not all of them worked out. The goal, they want to put together the best lineup they can. And again, 40 signers at this London celebration. The last one had, I want to say 20, less than 25 signers. It was a small autograph hall. So this is almost double that, which is fantastic. But yeah, there's a lot that goes on. There's a lot, obviously behind the scenes, and contracts can take a long time to put together, and sometimes they just don't work out. But we shouldn't assume that somebody that isn't, booked for celebration wasn't asked, or they were slighted or anything. They might have been asked, and some of them don't want to do it. Some of them don't want to sign autographs and sit in a room and spend a weekend inside signing autographs. Some of them just don't like doing that. And so there's a lot of reasons.
So Frank, Dave and Martin in the chat would like to know some of your thoughts on the signers at hashtag Cantina 2.
Yeah, they have put together a fantastic lineup, which I actually have it right here. I like to take a quick peek at some of the.
Yeah, I've got it in front of me as well. If you need me to feed you names.
So just looking, so Simon Williamson, good friend, great guy. Andy Seacombe from Watto from the prequels. Garrick Hagan, Biggs. I mean, that's a great name. Lewis McLeod, another great prequel signer. Robert Strange, Galaxy's Edge, Hondo. Tom Wilton, Pondo Baba from In Rogue One, which is great. Paul Blake, Greedo, one of the Greedos from, we know there's two Greedos in A New Hope, but one of them. And Paul's a great, great guy. Another Paul Casey, Cass. I don't know if I've ever said his name out loud, and I'm probably pronouncing it incorrectly, but Admiral Raddus from Rogue One. Amazing guess. Just think of the autographs you can get from Rogue One. Ken Cawley from Admiral Piet. Amazing. So you get some admirals coming up here. Julian Glover. So some of these are, let's see. So Ken is a VIP guest, as is Julian Glover, not just from General Vias, but so many other iconic characters, Indiana Jones and Harry Potter. Was the voice of the spider in Harry Potter, and just amazing. He's a VIP, and Michael Culver, Captain Nita from so what do I think? I think they have a fantastic lineup. I think if you think about it, so we have people that are coming to Bunta on the night before the celebration, and we're going to have a good number of guests. And then you have 40 signers at celebration, and then you have hashtag Cantina, and we just went through their guest list. They have some fantastic guests announced. You could go into London without a single Star Wars autograph, and by Monday night go home with a very, very decent collection just from what you have available between Bunta, Celebration, and hashtag Cantina. It is an amazing opportunity. And just think of, and just not just the autographs. I focus on autographs because that's Star Wars autograph news, but not just the autographs, but the stories, the people that you're going to meet, the actors who, no matter how big or small their part is in Star Wars, that they helped to bring Star Wars to life, to make it as special as it is for all of us. You wouldn't be watching the show right now. We're going to, have a ticket to Bunta or have a ticket to Celebration or hashtag Cantina if this wasn't important to you. So these are all people that help to bring it to life, and they all have stories, and you're going to hear a lot of stories. And I'm very excited, especially that, for like I said, those folks that maybe a lot of these signers, if you're in the US, you're US based, you probably haven't met a lot of them. And where in the UK, a lot of them are on the circuit and they're signing pretty often. Some not. We have let you know right now, we have a couple first-time signers lined up for you. They've not done a show yet. So we have, like I said, we have some special things lined up for you. Which you're gonna leave London with just great autographs, some great selfies if you want, and amazing stories. So, and you're gonna meet so many new friends. I'm just thrilled to be part of this, and the sense of community that we see Amazing, absolutely amazing.
Yeah, and if you're rolling up there with a Return of the Jedi poster, you can't necessarily complete it. You can never really complete it anymore, but
No,
you can definitely fill it up with the signers that will be at all three of these places.
right. Something to think about. There's a lot of pieces out there that you could start and complete on your trip in London. You know, look at some of the shots that have a couple different actors on it, a couple different characters. There's a lot that you could start and finish just on this trip. There's some of us who've been doing this for a long time. We have pieces that we've wanted to finish for years, 10 years, longer, just waiting for that last signature to add to it. There's pieces you're going to be able to start and finish in a span of a week, which is pretty good. So yeah, I don't collect posters, but I love to see people collect their posters. I love to see, you know, works in progress. I love to see the ones that people say, now it's done. Yeah, I love to see other people's posters. I'm so mine end up getting banged up, and I'm just not. Posters aren't for me. 8x10 is it for me. All right, everybody. I think David. I think is that going to be it for tonight, and is that going to be it for celebrating autographs for Celebration London
I
2023?
think, sir, that is we've run out of time. We don't have another month to go. Is by the time the second Monday in April rolls around, we'll be at Celebration.
All right. Well, if you have questions, you can reach out to us. We have here in the Facebook group where a lot of you are now, and Instagram and Twitter, YouTube. What's the new one we're on? I forget what that new one's called.
We're on Hive and TikTok.
Hive and TikTok. So reach out. You can always reach out to me at Star Wars Autograph News as well. If you have questions. We just I'll say this, and I can almost hear Spencer laughing right now. I get a lot of questions, and I get a lot of messages, a lot, and I can't always answer them. So it is good to also to reach out in the different groups, send messages. You'll get the answers that you're looking for. I can't I can't keep up with the number of questions that I get. I do try my best, but it's just impossible. So we do want to help you, and there's a lot of people that can help you out. But especially now, we're getting so close, and busy times, and oof, crazy. I cannot believe 25 days until this show.
Absolutely. And even if you're watching this show on demand, if you're not watching with us live, feel free to put your questions in the chat, and we monitor that for at least a few weeks afterwards. And we'll be able to feed Frank your questions there if we can't answer them ourselves.
That'd be great. I think that's probably the best thing to do. So, all right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope you're all ready for London, and you have everything you need, and you have your autograph tickets, and you're good to go. So that's it. Signing off for now. Happy autograph collecting, everybody, and may the force be with you. Have a good night.